Hello everyone and welcome to Carrie's Crochet and Craft. I tell ya, after the last video I made, it's been about a week and a half ago I guess, I was really inspired to just start working on things and get things done. My goal for this month is to turn these unfinished items or unfinished objects, UFOs, otherwise known as WIPs, works in progress, into FFOs, which is fully finished objects. So I really was inspired, and I just have more and more coming undone. What's going on here? Oh dear. I'm gonna have to fix this somehow. Anyway, sorry, you can't see what I'm working at here. I went and I finished this super soft, luxurious faux fur blanket. I don't have the label out here, so I can't tell you what it is. It's yarn by Hobby Lobby. It's the kind that you have the loops. Where is it? The loops to just do finger knitting with. And so I finished that. There are ends that I still need to work in. I'm not sure how to work it in with this type. It's a little bit different with different kind of yarns, and being finger knit, I don't know how to finish the ends in finger knit. Maybe just tie super knots and then trim it short. I don't know. Do any of you knit that you can tell me how I should finish this off? And then there is one problem that I have, which is what I was just complaining about. I tried very hard to make sure this didn't happen, and then when I was all the way done, I noticed, I've lost it now, in probably the very first skein of getting this project. I lost it. Where is it? Do you see what I'm talking about? Oh my goodness. I had it just a little bit ago. Okay, that's the top, which means it's going to be down here somewhere. Here we go. So I tried very hard to watch out that I didn't do this, but I missed a loop. It was probably in my second skein of stuff. I missed a loop all the way down here, and now I have these two loops that are loose, and I need to figure out how to fix that. I think I can figure that out, but in order to make sure it's all attached, what do? Do I like snip this and then put it on either side and tie a knot so that it's connected? How do I fix that? I am not taking it all out. Nope, not all the way back to the second skein in. Not going to do that, but I need to figure out how to fix that. So if you guys know how, please let me know, because I need this to be done. Oh, it's so soft. So super soft. And this is yarn. It's not the same, but it's very similar to the yarns, the huge skeins of the Lion brand yarn. Very similar to that. So soft. Anyway, this is very close to being an FFO for the month of January. As yet, I don't have any of my works fully finished yet since starting, but I have made a lot of progress. So like I said, I've almost finished with that one. And the other thing that I was really inspired to get to work on, my beach walk blanket by Wool Thread Paint, Marion Mitchell. All I needed, well, not all that I needed to do. What I needed to do on this was finish the row around of Granny Squares, not Granny Smith. I caught myself on that one. Granny Squares, and then I needed to do 7 rows on the outside of that. And I went and finished it. So this was the last row of Granny Squares, and then these are the 7 rows of just, well, there's rows of Granny Square stitches, and then the last 2 rows are just crochet in every row, or sorry, crochet in every stitch. It's half double crochet in every stitch. So anyway, I have that done, and as you can see, I have started in weaving in the ends. I am not done with weaving in the ends. So there's still a lot of ends to weave in, but if I had to guess, I would say I'm about a third done with all the end weaving. So that's exciting, and I have more done on this side too. So yes, I have, I should say, a third of what's left to weave ends, because the center of this I already had the ends weaved in. It's just from this section on out that needed weaving in. Anyway, it feels so good to be getting this done, and so it was nice to take a break of trying to make things to sell, so that I can focus on getting these projects done. So I don't want to lay this project all out to show it off yet. I mean, you're seeing a lot of it now, but when I'm done weaving in all the ends, I will lay it out and just do a nice video for you guys showing the beauteousness of it. So, that being said, I keep seeing Marian Mitchell's posts in her Facebook group, and so she was trying to decide. She was taking off the quilt sheet, or the afghan she'd had on her couch for the winter time, and she wants to get ready for spring, and so she was trying to decide between 4 of her quilts, or afghans, what she should put out. And so that just got me inspired, and one of the options that she wanted to do was the Blair Athol, which my printings do no justice to it. This one is not granny squares. A lot of her designs have to do with granny squares, but this one is not. She has a couple of them that are just more striped. I've seen this one and I've liked it, and just seeing it on her couch, just like, man, that's beautiful. And so I had to buy the pattern. It's on Etsy, Wool Thread Paint. It's also on her, well, on her website. She directs you to Etsy. So you could also get it through one of the yarn companies. They have her patterns on their website, Wool Warehouse, I think it is, and then you can buy all the yarn there too. It is based in Europe, so if you buy from there, you might have to, you know, pay the tariffs or whatever. So anyway, that's that. And then this one I had seen in the last couple of weeks, and I put a favorite on it. Click that little heart on Etsy to buy it someday, and I thought, well, if I'm gonna go ahead and get this one, she'd given me, or on Etsy, the 10% discount, so I got that, and then I picked up this one, which was already in my favorites. Another beautiful granny square one. This is Granny's Secret Garden blanket pattern, and I think she has it in 2 colorways. So let me see if there's the 2 colorways shown. I think is that it there? Oh, version 1 in Stylecraft Batik, which the Batik yarns are no longer available, unfortunately. And then there's a second version in Stylecraft Special, which those are the yarns that I've been using in this, of which I have a lot of yarn left over. And so I'd be able to, if actually any of these, I'll be able to fill in some of the yarns anyway, but it's kind of hard to tell the difference. But this one is made with Stylecraft Batik, and this one is Stylecraft Special. Both DK weight yarns. Anyway, I sit at my computer and I watch YouTube videos or Netflix, and I just plug away at these ends, just slowly getting them done. You know, I'll sit and get 20 or 30 ends done at a time, so plugging away at it. So excited. Other exciting news, the organizer for the Walla Walla Spring Fling sent out, or they reserved the fairgrounds again. Last year it was at the fairgrounds, and they were able to retain that space again, reserve that space again for this next year. So in May, Mother's Day weekend, I will be at the fairgrounds in Walla Walla, Washington, and come by if you're in the area. Come come by and say hi. That's going to be a lot of fun. Last year I did almost $1,000 in business over the 2 days that I was there. It's a 3-day event, but I don't do Saturday. I only do Friday and Sunday. And so I did close to $1,000 in business last year. So this year it's going to be even bigger and better. There's going to be more vendors. And now that it's in the second place, or this place for a second time, it's going to be even better. They used to be at one of the larger parks in town. Really great location. It was huge. Always had a lot of foot traffic there. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 years ago. Well, 3 years ago they were doing some work in the park, laying some pipes or wiring or something, cables in underground, and so there was going to be a lot of muddy spots, not covered in grass, and so they weren't able to use the park that year. So they went to another park in a smaller town right next to it, and same general area. It's just a suburb, really. And that one was nice too, but it was right next to a neighborhood that was used to quietness, and in that area, it really wasn't a good area for a lot of loud stuff going on. And during this event, they have all kinds of entertainment. They've got dancers, like square dancers. They've got karate exhibits. They do a karaoke show contest, and they have singers come in. It's a really, really nice event. And anyway, before last year, they did it twice in that one spot, and then last year the town just made it all kinds of impossible for them to be able to have it there. So the organizers went searching somewhere else, and so they were able to get back on the fairgrounds, which is where it used to be many years ago. So I'm thinking maybe this event wasn't at the big Pioneer Park. That's the 4th of July in the park that's there. Anyway, it used to be at the fairgrounds. It used to be in conjunction, and actually it is once again, with the balloon stampede that comes into town. The balloon stampede has been happening here since I was a little girl. I remember coming to it for my cousin's birthday, and so much fun. We could, at that point, it was in a different park. All the balloons, they'd lay out and they'd blow them up, and then they'd take off, and you would be able to walk just right by them and watch them as they set everything up. Is really cool. And at some point over the years, these people who organize the vendor side of it, they got together with the balloon people and said, hey, let's plan this big event where you guys have the balloons, and then we have this over here for people to come shop. They can get food, hang around, that kind of stuff. And so it turned in this really big fun weekend. And then the balloon stampede people, or the balloon people, it used to be called the balloon stampede, that's for even the vendor event, they decided to move it into October, which was a really interesting decision to make, because they're looking for better weather, but you're not going to get any better in October weather. You're not going to get any better weather in October in this area than you are in May. So really silly decision. The last few years they've actually moved it back to May. So anyway, they stopped doing a joint balloon and vendor event, and so the organizers of the vendor event decided to just keep doing it that weekend, and doing it on their own, not related to the balloon stampede. And I've gotten off on a huge tangent, all to explain I'm gonna have an event in May, and it's one that I did last year, and it was really great. And if you're in the area, come see it, come visit. Anyway, I wanted to show you some other things that are going on. We got a 3D printer for our boys for Christmas, and we've had a lot of fun playing with it. We found a pattern for these really cute little cups that have like the knit pattern on it. Just super duper cute. I put a keychain on this one. I I gave one of these to my sister-in-law because she really likes keychains and stuff. So anyway, that's really cute. Unfortunately, you can't just make things from other people's patterns and sell them unless they give permission to it. So, you know, I can't just stick a keychain on these and sell these, but I'll give them away as gifts. But we are going to start designing our own stuff to be able to sell. I did have my husband, I found this, well, he found this one. I showed him what I wanted, and then he showed me this one. And I said, yes, I like it. But I needed something when I make all these granny squares for these patterns. I've normally like just stacked them up in a bag or in like the crate like this. But I've seen other ladies, they use these blocking pads to, you know, they'll stick the posts in, and then as they get the granny squares done, they'll just stick them on, and then they're nice and neat and orderly. So my husband found this and printed it off. This is 3D printed. It also comes with this little attachment. You can, well, it goes like this. It's a little tight, rough, so I think I'll need to like maybe sand it down a little bit. It goes on this side. Sand it down a little bit so it's an easier fit. It's really tough to slide in there. But this piece right here is really cool because it's got a little container there to hold crochet hooks or the dowels for this. So I need to get, I think, an 1/8 inch dowels to stick in here to be able to hold the squares. But anyway, so that's a little container for that. It's sliding back in very easily. But the other cool thing about this, there we are, is that this will hold that like that. And so I can put my squares on here and have it nicely displayed. And then I can just have him make however many of these, and I can attach them and make larger blocking squares. So that's really cool. I'm excited about that. We've also, this isn't to do with crochet, but it has to do with printing off stuff. He printed me off this can holder. I think the side is going to need to be glued on. I think this side needs to be glued on. But it's got this tray that goes inside, and so it's got another slot to put another one, so you can just attach more. And this is going to organize my pantry and hold cans of food. So I love having a 3D printer. It's so much fun. I'm even going to print he printed me off a recorder, you know, like the flute soprano recorders. And so I was needing one because I have recorders for my boys and I want to do recorder lessons with them as we homeschool. So we actually found one to print off, and it works okay. It's a little flat, but anyway, that's kind of cool to have this 3D printer. Eventually, like I said, we're going to be making our own patterns so we can have things to sell. So super duper excited about that. I was going through a bag of stuff, emptying it out. I think it was a bag that held, I don't even know where it is right now, a bag that held like hooks and things like that. So just kind of clearing it out, it had all of these all of these crochet hooks in it. So as if I didn't have enough crochet hooks already. I don't know where this was. I think it was just on my table here. I forgot I'd gotten these little scissors. I think it was one in one of the Hobie advent calendar bags. I'd forgotten I'd had those, so that was kind of cool to find. But it had that container, that little container had these foldable scissors in it. So I was like, that looks fun. So I thought I'd pull it out with you guys and see what they're like. So this is, I've only pulled it out this far. I haven't pulled them out of the plastic yet. Ah, why isn't it focusing? Focus, focus. What is it focusing on here? My Dr. Pepper bottle? Anyway, so there we go. Let's pull this out. My mom used to have a pair of folding scissors. And they were always so much fun. Just pull them out and fold them up. So, See if I can figure this out. Here we go. It's kind of difficult. I don't think they've ever been used, considering they were still in that box in the plastic wrapping. But here we go. Oh, they're kind of stiff. Okay, still a little stiff. Oh, that hurts my... Yeah, it's really working my muscles here to open and close those. Those are kind of cool. So I'm going to stick these in my... Oops, probably better close that first. Stick these in my crochet hook bag. And they'll be nice and compact. Cool. I think that's about all that I have today. I'm starting to kind of think about what I want to do for organizing in the room here. What I need to do is get a tub in here. I think I might have an empty one in the garage. Anyway, I'll get a tub in here so I can sort fabric and yarn, because right now I don't really have... I need more organizer things. So I need to get things so that I can organize them into separate bins that are movable, so that I can get things moved around where I want them, and so I can also sort out the things that I don't want. So anyway, that's going through my mind of how I want to work things, so hopefully we'll be getting to that here soon. Gonna keep working on this. I'm gonna figure out what to do at the ends on this, and then figure out what projects I want to finish next. I'm also thinking now of things I want to make to sell. I know I have a whole bunch of things in my bins, plushies to sell, but now I want to think, well, maybe I want to make more caplets. Maybe I want to make more like sun hats, you know, the bucket hats. You know, what kinds of things do I want to make? Like the handkerchiefs. If you guys know of things that, if you guys sell, if you know of anything that's very popular these days, let me know. I do have, you know, quite a bit already, but I just want to, I want to make a lot of money. So I need to have a lot of stuff to sell. I did almost $1,000 this last year. I want to try to make over $1,000 this time. So anyway, that's it for now. We will see you next time. Bye.